And this is just a special bonus. If you don't have time, you don't need to watch this right now, but I can tell that a lot of you already are really interested in this work, so I wanted to go a little deeper and show you a little bit more about how we use all the things I'm talking about. So everything that I'm talking about, that I've been talking about in our action-based acting vocabulary, gets used on paper in your script. So to show you how I do this is actually an example from one of my scripts. So I read the script, and you're going to do this in your paperwork, but I want to show you a little bit about what it looks like when you actually have a script in hand. What I do is, for my scene, this is a very, very brief, like 2-page scene, I write my objective at the top of the page. So in this case, I'm playing this character named Fran, and my objective is to get Bob, who's the other person in the scene with me, to see how tired I am of it all. That's my objective. So I write that on the top of my scene, on the top of my script page, so that I always have that in mind. And then, just showing you a little bit about how I work, then what I do is, for each of my lines, I write my tactic there. So you see the Fran's lines, and I have tactics like to command, to make him feel inattentive, to indict. And you see I have a mixture of verbs that I'm doing to him, to command, to indict, and then I have a way I'm trying to make him feel inattentive. And then when I have a beat shift, I draw a line through the text to go, up, can't play those tactics anymore, here's my beat shift. And then I decide, did I win or did I lose the beat? And I decided in this moment that I lost. And it goes on that way. And this is how I work, so that I know that I'm not just kind of going from my gut and giving whatever comes to mind in that moment, that I'm actually kind of planning something out that I'm going to do to the other character to make my scene interesting. And you see here's another beat shift and another win and loss that I put in a rectangle there. And then, as you see, everything needs to be measured. So I have another beat shift and I decide that I win here. But this is how I work. And what this does is this enables me as the actor to know that something interesting is always going to happen in my scene. That I'm never going to get stuck playing the same tactics, or always winning in the scene, or always losing in the scene, or losing sight of my objective. This helps keep me on track for when the scene isn't working. Now, this is great for when Bob, the character playing Bob, the actor playing Bob, is not giving me very much, or the scene is complicated and difficult and both of us are good actors but we can't quite find a way in. If the actor playing opposite me is amazing and doing really inspired work, and I'm in the zone that day, I throw all this out the window and I just go with what they're giving me. This happens so often, and that's when theater is really great, is when all that stuff that you planned gets kind of left behind because something really interesting is happening in the moment. But when the actor playing Bob is checked out because, you know, his dog is in surgery that morning, or he has the flu, or he's just not a very good actor, or whatever, or he's just having an off day, or he's a great actor but he just can't find a way into this particular scene in this particular play, then I have something to do to try to light a fire under my scene partner to keep things moving and to keep things interesting. This is how I work, so that I never get caught with an uninteresting or boring scene. Now, if the actor playing Bob is giving me something really inspired, and I'm just going to go, well, no, I said that in this moment I'm going to inspire him, then I'm not doing my part because I'm not going on the ride with the other actor. So there's a great theater director named Anne Bogart, and she has a great quotation. She says, know when to do your homework and know when to stop doing your homework. And that's exactly it. I have done my homework. All of this is my homework. And then, because I've already asked myself the questions I need to ask about what's going on in the scene, I've made some plans, I've nailed down an objective that's really concrete and playable, I can work with what's in front of me, and I can go moment to moment with what's in front of me. And that's always going to help me to deliver a really interesting scene, and ensures that I'm always holding up my end of the bargain as an actor, so that my fellow actors like working with me. So that's one way to work. So when I get a script, I always retype it. I retype it so that I have a lot of space in it to make my notes. So when you get to doing your scene, you're going to do a very short scene in this class with me, right? Or if you're watching this video in the future and anything that you're working on, think about writing out your scene and making space so that you can do this kind of work to ensure that you have an interesting scene.